All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I am back now. Good to see. So what is up, everyone? Hope all of you are well. Um, looks like I can. I really hope this stream stays up because each time I've been doing this, like it's been just so much lag in my streams. It's crazy. But let's talk about some stuff, huh? Fresh stream. So it's been a long time. It's been like a year since I've really done anything on my channel. Um, yeah, I went through all this. I really don't want to have to do it again. Like I just talked. I can't believe what's going on with this stream. I don't know. But so I'm no longer in Pennsylvania. The reason why the uploads haven't been coming at all is because I don't have a phone to record like anything really anymore because they've all broken. Like I just spend like I've dropped them out in the woods in the water and on rocks and stuff, riding my bike, and it's just stuff like that just doesn't really like I need a proper thing to put it away. Um, but yeah, so that's one of the main reasons why I haven't posted anything. But I'm doing well. I'm not in Pennsylvania anymore. Was in Massachusetts for a little while, but I just graduated college back in December. Got my Bachelor's of Science and in nutrition. So, and I got my 2-year degree in exercise science, like a physical therapy type of thing. But yeah, I don't know what like I had a plan after I graduated. I was gonna go out, um, kind of like what usual college graduates do and go out and backpack Europe or something like that. But I was just gonna do it in the U.S. and I was gonna do it. It was gonna be more rustic. It's gonna be more of a like a vagabond, a blend of a vagabond with a through hiker. And if you're not familiar with a through hiker is someone that like when you think of hiking, right, and backpacking, you kind of do a lot of the trails are like giant loops. Through hiking is just a straight line to some place. It's A to B instead of A and then going back to A um, in a circle. So that's what I was gonna do, and I was hoping to like learn how to train hop, do some train hopping, ride the rails, maybe meet some people that know how to do it. I've been watching videos on it. Um, you might hear construction and stuff in the background of me talking. There's construction stuff. Like I'm kind of up in an attic right now. It's a little bit cold up here, so I'm wearing a jacket. So you might hear that. You might hear me sniffling a little bit. But anyways, the I was just kind of I was just gonna I was looking into dumpster diving, a lot of stuff. Just stealth camping. I have a tent. Like I have a lot of gear to I could pretty much do it right now. But the problem is what's going on right now, right? Like I just graduated in December, and I had a plan on doing this for like a couple years, maybe like a year to 2 years, just kind of living out of my backpack and traveling around. I was gonna start in the springtime, but the weather's bad too. It's really like I should have seen that coming, but I'm in New England, and that's like I don't know what it's like in other places. Like I could be just checking the weather, but you can't really trust internet weather, can you? Like I look at it daily on my on the internet for here where I am, and I never see it. So like, or it's never like right really. It's always off. It's either completely off or it's off by hours, or it's just cloudy. It's just going to be cloudy. When it's sunny, it's always weird. When it's sunny, it's when it's wrong. It's never really sunny when they say it is. Um, when they because a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, it's like partly sunny, but it's all cloudy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just not right. But so yeah, like that's. But what's going on now? It's insane. The past 6 months have been absolutely insane in my life. It is unbelievable. Like I was living it up in Pennsylvania, and yeah, and then this plan. I was like, yeah, I was gonna. I even had a plan to go to some churches out in Tennessee and Alabama, but you can't really do any of that. So like the hitchhiking, like a big part of that is hitchhiking. Can't really hitchhike. People, everyone's freaked out now, and that like the whole virus thing. That's not real. That's not real. This is all hoax. This is all one giant hoax. This is a magic trick. This is all magic. It's just people talk. This is just people talking, and it doesn't exist in reality. It's just words. This is all magic. This is why you see the people that you see. They're well. It's all the mask, right? I'm gonna get into that. But anyways, I'm just kind of up here now. Um, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna get a bike and use a bike instead. And yeah, I think I've been thinking about that a lot. I've been doing research on a bike, and like you can equip a bike pretty well. Because the thing is, like, I just don't have the money to upkeep a car. Like that's a lot of money. And the thing is, if you're in a car and you're driving around to other states, you're a target. You know what I'm saying? Like if you see certain license plate, like someone in from New England down in like the South, they're gonna be like, what? You know? So, a bike is a good idea and I've always ridden my bicycles. Like all my videos are basically like pretty much me on my bike outside. Um, so yeah, so I think that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing because I was originally gonna just hike it. I was just gonna walk it, but screw it. Um, but I can't believe what's going on right now. It is insane. So don't worry about this thing that's going around. Like I said, that's all nonsense. When people get sick, a sickness there's if the body reacts, right? There's byproducts from certain sicknesses. Like if there's a bad, like you might have a bad cell, like a mutation or something, like a bad, like um, something happens to it, like an injured cell. The body goes to get rid of it, creates certain antibodies, certain things happen, and you get certain symptoms in order to counteract, in order to get rid of those things, right? You get a runny nose for a reason, so you can flush things out of you. Like when you get allergies, you want to flush your body's like, yeah, we got to get rid of that pollen. That's what those things are doing. That's what they're for, is to flush things out. So you have to just treat your body properly. You have to eat the proper diet. You don't need any pharmacia to do it. You just need some proper food, fasting, water, rest, just basic things. Nutrition, rest, sun, exercise, uh, depending on who you are. It's very simple. But all like they're getting crazy. They're getting crazy over this. And so you have more people going to the hospitals because I have a cough, I got to go to the hospital. Like otherwise, if people weren't in hysteria, they would just stay home and do whatever they did. Some Sprite, crackers, and what do you call it, chicken noodle soup. That's it. No, that's all people would do. They would just rest and they would be fine. But no, they freak out and they go to the hospital and you have all these misdiagnoses. I mean, that's what this allopathic medical type of industry does. They wage war against the body, Okay, and this is what evil does. This is what Satan does. This is what the devil does. Okay, this is the thing. This is what the thing that rebels against God, right? Those powers and principalities, they hate God, right? So they have to hate us humans because we are made in the image of God. We are completely separate from animals, from plants. We are beyond where we are. This is our domain. This is supposed to be our domain. But there is this evil that we can't, like, people completely lost control of. We've completely sinned and fallen for these evil things. And those things hate God because that's what it is. That's what evil does, and that's what lies do. That's what all of those things are. That's what it's just a twist on truth. That's what it does. It's a mechanism. But anyways, um, you can't. That's all. Like, and that's what they do. They want to wage war against the human body, and these powers and principalities are winning. You can't let them win because all these things are humanism, right? Everyone's about humanism, but it's not. It's anti-humanism. These are anti-humanistic things. But but people fall for the words, right? This is a part of the magic. It's all magic. Ooh, you hear the word. Ooh, they say, a certain word. Oh, that means this and that. Oh, humanism. So that must be a good thing, right? He said humanism, so it's for humans. But they don't see the intention that's behind them. They don't see no one pays attention to what they're actually doing. It's the simplest trick in the book. It's just a basic, it's just like, what was it? Hitler said, speak a lie often enough, and people will believe it. And that's the thing, is that it's just, once you know truth, you know the fundamentals, you know the basic fundamentals, like knowing that evolution is a lie, knowing that you're created, knowing certain things are fundamental to the human man woman experience through this body that we're in. But it's all just complete war, and that's what it's all about. That's what Christ teaches. You have to separate light from darkness. But anyways, I got way off track there. Um, so yeah, anyways, I've been doing quite well uh, in my spiritual. I could have been better. I can be better. But this past year, when I haven't posted anything, I have uh, I have learned a lot. I've learned a lot. I've read the Bible a lot. I've I am heavily leaning towards the Christian faith, like where my heart pretty much belongs to Christ. So yeah, I definitely don't promote any type of occult stuff anymore. Myself, it's kind of, I just don't like it anymore. Kind of like my seeing things for what they are is very important, very very important. And once you have the foundations, that foundation to build like a great temple on, once you have that foundation, then it's so easy. It's so easy to discern what to build with, what ingredients you're supposed to use, how you mix the mortar together, how you put everything, all those pieces, how you want to build it. It's very easy because it needs that foundation. Without that foundation, none of it's going to stand up. It's all just going to crumble down. So all this sickness and all these things are just completely false. It's all a lie. And they can be taken care of through just the most common sense things. And like Dr. Berg, right? I've talked about Dr. Berg a bunch. You can notice that in one of his videos he said that was it 80% of people that were put on respirators died, right? And this goes into that whole misdiagnosis thing I was talking about with the healthcare system. Like the heartburn and antacid fallacy, right? That's a complete misdiagnosis, right? Taking Tums, you don't take Tums for antacid because that calcium carbonate. Antacid is generally some type of acidic nullifier, and generally it's a calcium carbonate, which is straight up concrete, like it is concrete. And this is what, but when people have heartburn, that's what they tell them to take. They tell them to take an antacid, but it's actually the opposite. They need more acid. That's what that means. It's an indicator. Heartburn means you lack enough acid. So by taking an antacid, you're doing the exact opposite of what you're supposed to be doing, and that leads to more problems. It's a downward spiral from that point. And it just compounding stress, trauma, abuse, sickness, illnesses, one after another. Misdiagnosis is a big deal nowadays. See that a lot with the trans people. I'm not going to say the word, but all that stuff, right? The people who are utterly confused about their physical body, like that is just beyond my, I feel really bad for them. I have compassion for them. Actually, one of my friends, I had a friend in college that was a girl, a girl that wanted to be a boy, but she liked boys. That's the thing. She was a girl. Like an actual girl, and she liked boys, but she wanted to be a boy. You know, like it didn't last long. Like like I try to be a good person to people, everybody. I treat everyone the same. I don't hide anything. I don't have anything really to hide to people. And it was just, it's tough. It was tough. I think her parents had a big influence on that. But anyways, I digress. So this whole thing is waging war against humanity. It's disgusting. Um, you have to understand too is that nurses and doctors, like, they're not as smart as what people think. Like, they're really not like that what you would expect them to be, right? Like, people think that an astronaut's gonna be a smart guy, super smart guy, astronaut. And then you have like doctors and nurses. I know nurses. Like, I was in the military. I dealt with plenty of medical people, and they're not that smart. Once you understand, once you meet enough people in the world, you kind of understand certain things. Um, Especially when information is so available. Information is just out there freely for us, and if it's not taken advantage of, then you're just gonna get taken advantage of even easier. I don't trust any of them. And the thing is too about the doctors and nurses, there's both of them. There are people that are saying this is all nonsense. They don't have any work. They're laying off a bunch of medical workers. So I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, right? It's just for me. It's just obviously not a thing. They had Event 201, right? You had Event 201 um, in November of 2019, and Q. I just want to talk about Q for a second. That's complete. That's a nonsense. Don't even think about Q. Just that's a complete psyop, complete absolute psyop. And just to throw this in here, real quick, I do think that AI is in full effect. I think AI is out on the webs, on the interwebs, and doing its thing, especially on social media. Like, it is just, I think they are. I really think that a lot of things that we're seeing are totally fake. Even on television, on basic, just on cable, I don't really watch it at all. But things on cable, I'm sure, are actually fake. like TV show host, completely fake, like it's all just a CGI thing. And I don't know, like they're not in front of a live audience anymore, right? Like they're not in front of a live audience. They don't need to be. They don't. They can do whatever they want. Like who knows if like any like I don't go to White House press meetings. Like do you go to any of these things? Do you see Trump? Like I don't see Trump anywhere. You know, like where are they? I don't. Who knows if these people are even real? You know what I'm saying? Because they can fake this. It's easy. It's already been proven. They can fake all these things, and we know that the things that they show on anywhere is all a lie, right? Or it's not a lie, but it's like way behind. Like what they have behind closed doors is way more advanced than what is out in the public. Way more, way more. That's an obvious thing. That's how you control people. That's how you control everyone. You control those things. So you have the technology, not everyone else. Whoops. All right. So wearing a mask, right? Just like this video over here. This is something I've kind of noticed. Is that like this whole mask, wearing a mask? Everyone's wearing a mask now, and a mask. It's all about rituals. It's all about magic. And part like you have to look for these certain things for magic. Magic includes words, language, right? Spells to make a spell with words, and then it involves numbers, right? Symbols, dates, certain holidays, things like that, right? All those are hallmarks to a ritual, and then you have like certain like arraignments and like gowns and things, uniforms and colors and things like that, right? And that's what we see that all the time. It's all right in front of our faces, especially the blue and red, big time, huge deal. The blue and red, big time. So what's up with that, right? And the point of all that is just kind of like this mask that everyone's wearing. It's all a ritual, and we can see it, right? This is a ritual that's going on, and now everyone's in on it. We're all a part of it, right? So we just went through Passover. We just had Passover. What was Passover? That's when the Jews put blood on their door, and they all hid inside their house, and the spirits, uh, like the thing passed through Egypt and took the firstborn son of anyone who didn't have the lamb's blood on the door. So, isn't that what we're doing now? Isn't that everyone's hiding in their house, kind of like closing up the door, just waiting, right? Is that what's happening? And this is kind of one of those things that's like they're kind of deciding between life and death now. Like it's God's decision, right? Is that? But who do they say? And see, it's very important too. Talking about magic, and I've mentioned this before about words, language, how important language is. Language is so important, utterly, utterly important. And it's important to understand like what are they saying? What are they talking about? Mm, yeah, with the mask too, it's like a veil. It's all these different symbols. This is a good video. I recommend watching this video. I'm kind of getting cold. I'm up in this attic. I'm pretty cold right now. But the stream is working well. And I don't want to stop the stream. It's going good. It looks like it's going good. It's going good. Okay. All right. Anyways, going back to I'm just kind of hopping all over the place. Like I'm kind of tired, a little bit hungry. I'm pretty stressed out, to be honest. Not too much, but this is such a weird time. Like if you're out, if you like, I don't like, I'm kind of getting used to living out of my car for a little while, and but I can't really afford living out of my car, to be honest, and because it's just like I just feel my car is gonna start breaking down soon, and like it's so hard to find a place to go to the bathroom. All this stuff, this is so terrible. What's happening right now? Like it is brutal, absolutely brutal. Like I don't even. I'm pretty detached because I'm kind of out in the boonies. I'm out in the rural type of area, the woodsy areas. I'm not out in the cities or anything, so I don't really know. I don't want to be around the cities, so I don't know. But all this stuff, it's all madness. It's complete, utter madness. It's all a lie. It's just amazing because it's just through words. People are just through words. Like it's not happening in real life. Quarantining the healthy people. You don't quarantine healthy people. You know what I'm saying? Everything is backwards now. Everything is backwards. People don't know what's going on. Like they're hypnotized. Like I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, like you gotta take a piss, right? Like you can't go into like just a Dunkin' Donuts. You can't just walk into a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks anymore. You have to find like a Home Depot or some big box store, right? Like there's only the major chains, and then, or well, I mean, I guess that, but it's like all these kind of, it's all surveillance too. Everything's surveillance. There's cameras everywhere. It's like you can't walk around anywhere without a camera on you, right? Tracking's everywhere. You have like the mark of the beast is like almost imminent, and like for people that are like all specific, like I don't care what it is. Like I'm not getting a vaccine. If that's the mark of the beast, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm not getting it. If it is, okay, doesn't matter. I'm not getting it. If it isn't, doesn't matter. If it's an implant, like a pill, little, like a rice grain, the size of a rice grain chip thing to go into my hand, I'm not doing that either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing any of those things. So that like that's kind of that puts me in a bad spot, right? I think that puts I don't know if that's going to test a lot of people. It's going to test a lot of people, um, whether they actually accept this or not. So yeah, it's weird times, weird times. So you got like I really wish I had my phones a good phone right now to be able to make videos again. I should really look into getting one. Uh, but funds are low. Funds are low. Funds are rare. Be careful with the money. It's a very important time right now to be careful saving money. Um, so much symbolism going on right now too. A bunch of symbolism. Predictive programming is everywhere. That's obvious. You got like the movie Contagion, The Purge. You got like all these witches. You have all these witches being promoted. Like the musicians. You got that. Marina woman. You have what was that? Yeah, this one right here.
I believe that art of the future is art with.
This is disgusting. Where she does a ritual, right? She's promoted by Bill Gates and Microsoft. I mean, it's just incredible what's going on, and And oh yeah, this.
Yes,
May I just add one more thing? There's been some discussion about China and what they knew and when they knew it, and I've been very critical. We need to know immediately. The world is entitled to know. The Chinese government was the first to know of this risk to the world, and that puts a special obligation to make sure that the data gets to our scientists, our professionals. This is not about retribution. This matters going forward. We're in a live exercise here. We're in a live exercise here. We're in a live exercise here to get this right.
We're in a live exercise here to get this right. We're in a live exercise. We're in a live exercise. Yes, we are. All these things are live exercises. Don't trust any of them. So this right, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. This is another anti-humanism, right? This is actual anti-humanism is this push of animals everywhere. People pushing animals everywhere. And it's insane. All over social media, people just worshiping animals. They're replacing animals with their human interaction, and that's bad. Cannot be doing that. Okay, like it is unbelievable how much people love animals now. Like they think that this is actual love, but these animals are trained to do this. It's all training. Okay? It's an animal. If you can do this to animals, it's not hard. Right? It's not hard. Especially when you feed them, pet them all day, you take care of them. Like how is this? Like of course they're gonna do all these things. I don't understand how this is like, oh this is for people that believe in evolution. If you believe in evolution, then you put more stock into animals than you should. Way more stock into animals. Animals, the lowest human being, is still infinitely beyond the greatest animal. Okay, the lowest human being ever. Still way greater than any animal. Does not matter. So I don't care what people say, because everyone is made in the image of God. Okay, so it's not a part, nothing to do with, whatever it is that they're trying to push with these animals, to take people away from each other. We're separated from each other. We can't commune with each other. Churches, you can't go to church. Can't be close to each other anymore. We're all separating, and it's like, oh, but it's the animals. Animals are alright though, Buy more animals. Keep yourself entertained with animals, but they're a void. They're a void. Okay, they don't have a soul. They're not like human beings. They're not even close. They don't have a soul. Okay, they're just animals. People worship these things. It's insane. So the protocols of Zion, like these things are absolutely correct. Everything is going to plan. Everything is going to plan. Okay, like if you don't know what the protocols of Zion is, it was written by the 300 wealthiest men that control Europe, right? And this is a certain type of just look at this word, okay? And you can understand who this comes from, really. So I would highly recommend reading this, because this is what's going on. The guy who found this and translated it was later found killed. I think he was suicided. I'm not sure. Just look it up. I can't. This guy right here. I think it's this guy right here, translated by Victor E. Marsden. But anyways, read these things, right? Economic wars, methods of conquest, materialism replaces religion. Despotism and modern progress, takeover technique, worldwide wars, provisional government, re-education. I mean, a totalitarian state, control of the press, assault on religion, ruthless oppression, brainwashing, abuse of authority, arrest of opponents, rulers and people, financial I mean, all of this, instilling obedience. So look through this right here. I would recommend checking out this video too, History of All Satanic Founders in 20 Minutes, by Dr. Gene Kim. It's a good, especially towards the Christian side, it's a good read, especially about Jesuits. I'm big on Jesuits and Templars, especially Templars. I am Templars are, I think, one of the less thought of organizations out there. They're still out there, especially wherever you see that Swiss cross. That it's just like a regular cross, but it's just short on, like, instead of a Christian cross, it's short on that long side. Agenda, yeah, watch this video too. Shaking My Head Productions, that's a good channel. Yeah, this is what I was talking about before, especially with the mask, right? Like, these people, they all wear masks. Like, if you look at Trump, if you look at like Nancy Pelosi just recently got all those like Botox and everything just injected into her face. When you see these people in real life, they're terrifying to look at. Like, I've come across people that wear tons and tons and tons of makeup, and they look like they're wearing a mask. Like, they're not good to look at. Like, they're terrifying to look at, because it's just like, what's wrong with you? It is like, you can tell there's something wrong with them, because they need to put on so much things. They need so much stuff on their face. It makes no sense. It looks disgusting. So, like, yeah, like, once you see these people, it's like, what do you really look like? You know, like, if you actually saw what these people look like, you would be like, oh God, that is disgusting. Like, because they look disgusting with the makeup too. You know, and it looks different on camera. It's when you see them in person, you're like, what in the world? Because it's all about the lighting effects, like, light trickery and shading, and not only that, but who knows if it's actually like real or not, if it's CGI. I mean, those things are easily tricked now. So Corbett Report, recommend checking out this channel, just keeping like up to date. And then Shaking My Head Productions, I already talked about that channel. It's a good channel. But yeah, so that's pretty much a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk to. I kind of just hopped around everywhere. But yeah, like this is it's important. It's important to know what's going on, not to get caught up in this fake stuff. Be prepared. You gotta be prepared, because this isn't a joke. This is not, like, do you want to get that vaccine? Like, how you have to really think about this. What's going to happen if everyone does need to get a vaccine? What's going to happen then, right? You have to think steps ahead. What happens after this, and then this, and it's once you understand kind of like what has to happen. If this happens, eventually this has to happen. And not only that, but you see all the signs that are leading up to it. You have to realize, like, what is my position going to be then? You have to be prepared to make those decisions. So you can't be surprised. You have to be ready for those things when they come. And it sucks, because the thing is, they've done such a great job making people hate each other. They've done such a great job of separating us, of making us, like, sick and mentally anguished, spiritually dead, very spiritually dead, extremely spiritually dead. It's just so crazy. It's unbelievable. I have no idea, like, how you fix those things. I guess that's why the walk with God is very personal. It's a very personal thing. But what the thing is, though, is that we're all related, right? We're all related, especially once you join God's family, you establish that relationship. it doesn't matter. Like if he's my father, then and he's your father, then that means we're brothers or sisters, right? So we're all in the same family. But you have to join that family first, and that's important. You have to be able to separate. You can't be around those poisonous people, the toxic people. Um, you treat them good. You do your best around them, but you can't really. It's just you just gotta. It's difficult. It's very difficult. But definitely trying to be careful around them. Try to avoid them. So many toxic people. So bad. So it was so easy too. It's just like how many generations did it take for us to get this brutal? To become like this unloving, uncompassionate, like almost no empathy, so misplaced too, way misplaced. It's all of it's so misplaced. Like giving empathy to a trans person that's confused about their physical body. Like you think that's compassion? Like that's not love. That's not love at all. Love isn't all feeling good. Love isn't about feeling good. It's about truth, because that's what God is, right? God is truth. He is the way, the truth, and the life. So you have to look at all those things through that lens. So loving people, you have to tell them the truth. You have to tell them like, hey, tell them what's up. Tell them what time it is. You don't do it in a hateful way. You have to say it all through a loving manner. You have to do it in a proper way. You have to be careful with the tongue. Yelling at people all the time, screaming, like that doesn't. You can't respond hate with hate. Like you just have to show them love constantly. But no one does that. No one really does that. They hold grudges, right? They hold grudges. They gossip, right? All those things. Fake. They're all fake. All the Christians, like 99% of the Christians, are all fake. It's brutal. I just want to mention too. Just want to. This is how bad things like it. I really don't think people grasp how bad, how the true evils that go on in the world either. Really don't people grasp that? I can't remember if I mentioned this already, but like if someone, what was it? Like if your neighbor, right, or maybe even a friend, right? If a friend is willing to admit that abortions are okay, that it's okay for a woman to choose for an abortion, if that person is so close to you can say that, just imagine, right, what goes on out there in the dark recesses of the earth, where no eyes can see, other than God. God witnesses all things. They can't hide from Him, but they hide from other people. They hide from justice. They hide from all those things. They hide from the light, things like that. That's why they do it in dark places. Who knows what they've been doing? Who knows the depths in which pure evil, absolute evil, has gone on? I mean, just having someone okay to get an abortion, that concept, that very basic concept, is so sick and twisted. It's hard to even, like, I can't believe someone would even think that. Like, you would eventually have to come out of it if you're manipulated through school and indoctrination. Eventually, like, it just seems like you would actually have to come out of that eventually. Even just abortion alone. Evolution, I can see people getting stuck in the evolution thing. But abortion, like, that's insane. So, what's going to happen, right? The ultimate goal for these powers that be is immortality. They want to be immortal through whatever means that they can. They want to bring in, as they want to live forever. As whatever they can do, they want to live forever. They want to control everything. That's it. Very basic. and that involves nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with humans. It has nothing to do with God. Purely materialism. It's pure material. Nothing spiritual. Pure material. That's it. So things like genetic engineering, designer humans, those are all coming. Those are all factual. Genetic engineering is, all these things are, that's old. That's actually old stuff. Just look at Brave New World. I mean, Brave New World was what, 40s, 30s, 40s, maybe 50s. Maybe 50s. I'm not sure. But just look at that. That's exactly what's in that book. So, and what they want to do, like eventually, like merging with machine, right? That's an obvious thing that's happening now. And it's seen everywhere. You see a lot of propaganda with that, with like amputees and stuff, which is fine. But all these things, these technologies, they don't just, they have to, there's a market that they have, it has to serve them somehow. Like they always see this technology like, okay, what can we do with this? How can we use this? How can we take this technology and use it for ourselves, right? That's what they do. So they want to live forever, right? And what they're gonna do, they need to test on people. They want to test on people and put people, upload our consciousness or whatever it is that our capabilities, right? The essence of one being capable. They take that essence of capability and they want to put it into a machine, an AI world, a false reality. Number one, so that they can test all these things out and see what happens. It's a control mechanism. It's all a control mechanism. Because they just want to get rid of people forever. They just want to lock away our souls forever. They just want to get rid of us. So they just want to get rid of people. They can resurrect us whenever they want, use us later on, whatever. They have all the genetic coding, fine, whatever. Or, well, no, I'm sorry, not or, but eventually they're just going to get rid of people altogether. And the people in that false world, there's no death in that false world. There's no death. You're just in the AI. You're just in the machine. That's it. You can't die in that. And they can do with you. They'll probably have an image of the beast. And you just have to worship the beast forever. Who knows for how long? 24/7. Never. There is no day. There is no night. Just an AI world, worshiping a false image. No death. Like there's no escape. Never do that. Don't let them do that. Okay. And all these things, is one step at a time. That's what they've been doing all this time, one step at a time. 9/11, right? You got 9/11, you have the Gulf War, Cold War, World War II, or the Vietnam War, World War II, World War One. All these wars, okay? Even the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, okay? All these things. They don't have, like there's all purposes behind them, and they all like kings. They're just figureheads. They don't really control anything. They're just puppets. That's why you can cut off their head and nothing changes. You can just cut their head off and nothing ever changes. Okay, and it's meant to be like that. It's meant to be like that. It's always been like that. These people, they're geniuses. They know not to be in the forefront. That's why Trump doesn't do anything. He has no power. None of these people have power anywhere. You don't know you don't know those people. They're smarter than that. You're not going to see them. And this is pure. We have to understand how evil the capabilities that are out there, how bad evil really is, because it's just there. And we're just whatever, people are just whatever, abortions, totally good. Gay rights, yeah, totally all right, whatever. There's no repercussions for that. All right. So is this stream still going? All right. So I think I'm gonna end it here, or at least in a little bit. I'm gonna chill for right now. Um, glad that the stream is still going. So anyways, just for anyone that's interested, if you do have any questions about nutrition or like some just general health stuff, feel free to ask me. Uh, I'll get back to you like as soon as I can. Um, but yeah, take it easy out there. Don't fear. Do not fear. The only thing you fear is God, and that's it. Don't fear any of this bullshit. This is all nonsense. Don't fall for it. Just prepare yourself for these things that are coming. Just prepare. That's all you need to do. So that when it happens, you know what you need. You know the right choice. You know where to go and how to stay on the right path. Right? It sucks. It's gonna suck. These things all suck. But it's gonna happen. I mean, it really does seem like it's gonna happen. Can't listen to Trump. Trump has no power. Like if he says that we're not gonna have vaccines, like you can't listen to that because governors, the states are still like it's still closing down. They're extending it. They're extending all the things. Like it's not. He has no power. The president has no power. So it's all FEMA. It's all CDC stuff. So, anyways, all right. Peace out, everyone. Take it easy, and